wise or everything else?
Everything good? Just not catching the fish this year. There's a water bodies that they say that they're turning on. Right now. That's right. It's big. It's dirty.
And a little farther north, and I just picked up two on Saturday. That was it.
Got to go out along the banana tank out there by the old ring shed.
Bottom bouncers.
And it's clean. There's no, yeah. Yeah, just run about a mile and a half an hour. It's slow. And, when you put it in, just make sure the spinner's just spinning with some crawler on it. Send it down there and
I lost 2 years because those are expensive.
put them steel hooks on the back of your arms.
I need more.
I put them all. I always put a trouble. I always put a trouble on the back of it. Number 10, right on the end.
It's a great idea.
Always that. You're gonna get them. You might even get them on
It's a little too big. All right. You just schooled me.
I've been living on the water, yeah.
I've been out there in a year, but you know.
Huh? I've been on the water quite a bit. No, it's still on the dock.
I know it's you.
Just don't have the.
I usually jump the gun. I'm usually really late and then really early, but this year I just been more on the boat than the jet ski.
Did you get this?
Yeah.
Will you tell me who's this organization? Who is this?
Katie, we good on AV?
Who is it? I don't know. I think we should probably know.
We're just giving one moment for our city administrator to return, and we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you for your patience. We starting a little tardy due to our study session that ran over. We will begin momentarily.
Compressor shop, but.
All right, well, welcome to the City Council agenda as of May 26th. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to take roll via Clerk Tomasic.
Schumate,
Here.
Osmer, Cox,
Here.
Dill,
Here.
Lapointe. Here. McNabb,
Here.
Molnar.
Here.
Council, is there a motion to excuse absent member Bosmer?
So moved.
Do we have support?
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. To the members of the public and those in chambers, as well as those tuning in online, we have our publicly noticed agenda. Council, we have a email that was sent to you with 2 proposed additions. So I'd be looking for a motion to add, we'll do it one by one, add item dedicated to downriver resolution to new business. So that would now be under new business as the next item. Do we have a motion to add our dedicated to downriver resolution?
Motion to add dedication to downriver is item A on the agenda.
Item A?
And then everything else would subsequently move down.
Okay. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Council, any discussion on that matter?
We're moving that to A under new business?
Why not? Let's make, or make it R.
So we have 3 members here to
Oh,
represent.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Great discussion.
Understood.
I track with that logic. Any further discussion?
Is there a name on the Downriver organization?
Dedicated to Downriver is the name of the
Is the name of it,
organization.
okay.
Yes.
I thought it might have been just, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. So we now have item A under new business as dedicated to downriver resolution. Next item for your consideration, council, would be a motion to add the Wayne County Treasurer's second quarter meeting to new business, and this is an action form from Treasurer Reiser.
I'll make a motion to add the treasurer training as item R to our agenda this evening.
Motion by Lapointe. Do we have a second?
I will second.
Second by Dill. Council, any discussion on this matter?
Would it be item S since you moved everything down?
Good. Amy for the win. Would you be willing to revise your motion to make that item S, since you have now shifted the items due to the addition of item A?
Thank you, Amy, for being our dot the I and cross the Ts. I greatly appreciate it. That would be item,
S now.
thank you.
Teamwork made the dream work. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Now that we have two additions to our agenda, would there be a motion to approve the agenda as revised?
Motion to approve the agenda is revised.
Motion by Lapointe, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by McNabb. Any discussion on this matter? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. With an approved agenda, we would now love to turn over to our members of public for any public comment you may have. Please approach the podium, make sure that light is green, and state your name and address. All right, at this time, we will not have any public comment. Keep in mind, we have a public comment towards the end of our meeting. So that will close our opening public comment section and bring us to presentations, for which there is none this evening. So council, I'd like to call your attention to consent agenda. I won't read them, literally due to the volume of items A through I, as publicly noticed. Council, is there a motion to approve consent agenda items A through I?
So moved.
Motion by Lapointe, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by McNabb. Council, any discussion on this matter? Treasurer
I would
Reiser.
like to pull check number 128,746 off for discussion, please, off the bills and reference.
Okay, so I amend my motion to approve items A through I with the exclusion of item B.
No, just one
Is that-
check off, and you,
What
the
doesn't
rest of
matter,
it's
you
like.
gotta pull the whole thing.
Okay,
Bills and payroll item B, is that where it's at?
yep. No,
It would
rate
be
A,
A.
reference.
Sorry. Okay.
So you've revised your motion.
The consent agenda items B through I, if that's,
Okay.
second, I'll support that.
Yes.
Councilman McNabb, you support that? Okay, great. Any further discussion on this matter?
I'm sorry, I seen that there is a payment to Flow Air on here, and I'll have to pull that one from the payment as well. So if we can pull,
So is that the one you're talking about? Nope,
No.
okay.
this one is check F-164, is that, or no, that's, check
28.
18763.
Okay, so that's still with bills and reference, so we're good with the.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we're good.
Great. Yes, we're good on that, since that motion would be removing that item for approval currently. All right. Any further discussion? Clerk Tomasi, please call roll.
This would be roll call since we're not doing the bills.
Oh, you're doing payroll, so.
Oh, yeah, okay. McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar,
Yes.
Schumate,
Yes.
Cox,
yes.
Dill,
Yes.
Lapointe.
Yes.
Motion carried. Would there be a motion to add item A then to new business for consideration?
You can just do it right now. After you pull it off the consent agenda, you can just do it immediately after the consent agenda.
Okay. So the first motion I would request is the removal of the Flow Air invoice from this item A.
Point of order, do we have to, for example, for our payroll is in there. Do we have to do that for Flow Air as well? It was already approved through council. I don't know if we have to go that route.
Yes, so when you approve things as, long day. When you approve things that we bring to you as action items, that is separate from approving the actual bill. So when you are approving the bill, you are essentially saying that you recognize it's been looked over, all the work has been complete, now you are authorizing that payment.
And he would still have to abstain from that as well? That's my point of order question, I guess.
Yeah, you'd still have to abstain,
Okay.
but
I tried.
procedurally going forward, if there's gonna be multiple bills, it may just be easier instead of doing what we've been doing where it's vote to abstain, vote to approve. If council just made a motion, which would be a blanket one, which would permit Mr. Molnar from abstaining from future votes as it relates to Flow Air. This way we don't have to do it every single time procedurally. Something
How
to
would we
consider.
word said motion? Because I'll make it
I'm sorry?
Then
Yeah, it could be as simple as a motion to permit Mr. Molnar from abstaining as it relates to voting on future approval of flow air invoices. And then we'd have it blanket, and then you don't have to go through that process every single time.
And what,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, what we could do is we could also separate those bills out and put them under new business or unfinished business instead of the consent to allow you to still vote on consent agenda
I'm
items.
just gonna recommend as another
Perfect.
option, too.
Yeah.
Seems like-
I don't care either way.
That seems like a better solution. Okay, so we'd be still, in this case, looking for a motion to allow Councilmember Molnar to abstain.
so moved.
Second.
All right,
Abstaining from tonight's vote.
Correct. Yes, yes.
To pay the invoice for the work that's already been done.
Yes.
that's what I'm hearing. Any discussion on this matter? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Now that we are able to visit item A, bills of reference, number 22, with Councilman Molnar able to abstain based on the approval, Treasurer Reiser, obviously, we can revisit any discussion during that discussion if it's so moved. So is there a motion to approve item A, bills reference number 2022?
I'll make a motion to approve bills and reference item number 22.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Please open up for discussion.
Okay. Check number 128,746 is to our labor attorney, and I have refused to sign the check for that, and I'll give you the background of that. When I went to look at the bills, the bill was redacted. The only thing I could see was the dollar amount at the end, hours charged and the dollar amount. And then I was informed that council could see the unredacted, but I was not entitled to see that unredacted bill. And I am responsible for making sure that all the money going out is for legitimate charges. And I think as a treasurer, I should be able to see what we're writing checks for. And I know our city attorney does not agree with that, but I would think me being the treasurer responsible for sending the checks, I should see what they're for. So that's my discussion. I don't know how everybody else feels about that, but
What was the check number again, may I ask?
128,746 to,
Well, I see
Anderson.
746 going to Anderson, Eckstein, and Westrick.
that's our attorney, isn't it?
No, that's an
Oh, all
engineering
right,
firm.
all right, I'm sorry. Oh, no.
It's 787.
Pardon?
I think it's 787.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got the wrong, I couldn't hardly see this.
Oh, Stephen Schwartz for
Yes.
$358?
Just to, I'm going to let Anthony chime in here, but just to clarify, what was redacted is the work product that I have been working on with our labor attorney for some of our ongoing personnel concerns.
87.
So I'll let our attorney speak to the legality and process here.
Yeah, so it is privileged, even if it were FOIA, it would be redacted. Council as the whole represents the city, who is the client. So council has the ability to approve those invoices as it relates to legal counsel. And they have also the ability to do what we call an in-camera review. So if they wanted to set up a time to review the unredacted time, they're more than welcome to do that. And so that's why it's submitted as redacted. It's no different than when I've been involved in past litigation. Those invoices are submitted as redacted because that's what goes on the public notices of everything and with the dollar amount. But as always, council is more than welcome to view the unredacted version if they so decide to prior to approving.
I understand the public. I'm not the general public. I am responsible for signing all those checks.
Just one point of clarity, and please, City Attorney, validate this or not. Treasurer Reiser, with all due respect, from my understanding of the charter, you're tasked with signing that check if council approves that check. So you don't have discretion in that matter. I'm just trying to be literal by definition of the law and our charter. So I appreciate philosophically, I think in this case, you have a $358.75 check that was approved of a workflow from council related to personnel that would be redacted based on legal considerations that only council has had purview to. via closed session or other administrative exposure.
The only person that has seen this bill besides Anthony is Rachel. That's the only two people that have seen the unredacted bill.
I actually haven't seen the unredacted bill, so it would only be Rachel
Our-
at this point.
Just
Our city clerk has also received it, so she could file it.
So
And as has been mentioned, every council member is welcome to come to my office and do an in-camera view of this unredacted view so they can see the work product.
And we've done that in the past where we've asked for in-camera review. For this, because we've gone to closed session, we know what it's pertaining to and
Agreed.
feel that the charge is reasonable.
So I philosophically appreciate where you're coming from, but my understanding of the charter and the legality behind it is that you are tasked with signing the check. You don't have discretion in approval or lack thereof. If council approves it, your job is to countersign it.
There's two other people can sign the checks. I'm not signing it that I can't see.
Well, then let the record reflect that other co-signer can complete the signature. I'll be signing the check.
Yeah.
I appreciate you bringing that to our attention.
I fully appreciate philosophically. We want to stick literal to the charter and law, and that's what the charter and law states.
I agree.
Okay, so with that discussion, any further discussion on these matters? Keep in mind that Councilman Molnar has been allowed to abstain from this vote. With that, we would like to have a roll call due to the volume of dollar amount.
Schumate,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Dill,
Yes.
Lapointe,
Yes.
McNabb, Mulner.
Is this the one that?
That's the one you abstain.
Yes.
Abstain.
Motion carried. Moving on to unfinished business, there is none. So I would love to kick us off with our new business. I'm really excited about this, and I know we've spoken a lot about this in context of not only our public hearing, but all of the work that led up to our budget. And I want to give a tremendous shout out to Amy. But before I do that, we have actually item A, which is, as I recall now, are dedicated to downriver resolution. So, Rachel, may I turn over the floor to you for the item A that's newly added to our agenda?
Yes, thank you so much. So we have a lot of incredible charities here in the city of Gibraltar, and one of them is dedicated to downriver. They are a newer 501c3 nonprofit operating within the city. They do a lot of really incredible things. I listed some of them on your action item form in front of you. And they're passing out more, which is incredible. Thank you. Thank you. So they are looking to raise more money, and as part of that, they need to be allowed to do raffles. And the state requires them, as part of the application process for the charitable gaming license, to receive some sort of resolution or authorization from the city that they operate within, saying we acknowledge them as a nonprofit and we have no objection to their application for a state of Michigan charitable gaming lottery license. So I made sure they were here tonight to share a little bit more about their organization and answer any questions before you officially vote to acknowledge them and say you have no objection.
No, that's not me.
So I'll turn over to you, sir.
I'd like to thank Mayor Schumate and City Administrator Witherspoon and all of you for the opportunity to come before you tonight, and thank you for letting us be on the agenda with such short notice. Like we said, my name is Jeremiah North. I've lived in the city for over 20 years. I was a coach at Carlson, and I was a coach at Schumate Middle School all the way up until 2021. Got a diagnosis of stage 3 colon cancer. I had to quit coaching in multiple cities with that, but God had another path for me. I'm a member of the Flat Rock Elks. I'm a member, past president of the Flat Rock Rotary, and a bunch of my former students and my former friends, or current friends, former business associates and current friends, they said, Coach, you've done a lot of nonprofit work for other people for over 30 years, and we want to bless you with your own nonprofit. And with that startup, we got our nonprofit designation in record time, only I think in 6 weeks. Our lawyer said it's unprecedented. We have over 40 downriver businesses already sign up to sponsor us and help us. We put on kids' Christmas parties. Like I said, with the Elks Rotary and other nonprofit work, We passed out 588 turkeys last year in one area alone. I'm a trustee in the city of Flat Rock on the Community Foundation there, and we did 108 turkeys with Mayor Woolley and the Taylor B&I. We'd like to expand what we've been doing, not just to one city or just two cities. Like I said, we want to be dedicated to downriver. I've had a talk with, I would like to say, like, Mrs. LaPointe's husband. He wrote my very first letter of recommendation when I got out of high school. I wanted to become a police officer. Her husband wrote my very first letter of recommendation. I believe our police chief could say, anytime we have any extra food or provision, we have brought it to feed the Gibraltar Police and Fire Department. Last year, we fed every police department between the border of Monroe County and up to Detroit, Lincoln Park and Allen Park. We want to expand what we've been doing, you know, in Gibraltar. I already asked the Rotary in Gibraltar yesterday, their group, hey, do you want a booth at our Concerts for a Cause? That's really why we're here tonight. In order to be more efficient at what we've been doing before with just private donations and that, we want to run raffles. We have to have the proper licensing and everything I used to do with the Elks, the Rotary, and other groups I'm involved with the Community Foundation of Flat Rock. I've got to come before your governing body, and I have to ask you, please, to vote on this and give us permission so we can conduct business in your city. And we could have went to Wayne County. There's other opportunities and avenues, but I do live in Gibraltar. I've been a long-time resident here, and like I said, I'm just looking for your support tonight. And I want to try to bring more value to the city of Gibraltar. I want to try to continue what we've been doing in other cities, and I want to help this community more. And then I'd like to introduce Councilman Fraun from Flat Rock. He is my treasurer, and Tim Weishanker, over 40 years in corporate America, is my secretary. So if you want.
No comments. Like he said, I'm a council member for Flat Rock, but I also help with a lot of community events. He was my coach in high school. We reconnected a few years ago at church, and he's a go-getter. He's insane. He does everything 10 times more than I could do, so I'm here to support him, and yeah, we want to expand in Gibraltar as well.
Thank you.
I'll just say that I am supposed to be the secretary, but I'm also the wise and ancient elder. I have 43 years, 3 months, and 4 days in the steel industry, and when I retired from there, I decided I still needed something to do, and I really like helping this man because I believe in helping others, and he's really committed to that, and so am I. And it'd really be a blessing to us if you could give us this blessing of this gaming license, this first part of it. And we will be blessing not only Gibraltar, the city of Gibraltar, but we want to bless the entire downriver community by doing this. This is the first step. We're incorporated in the city of Gibraltar. That's our mailing address, Gibraltar, Michigan. That's why we stand before you tonight asking for your assistance to get us started. So thank you very much for your help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd look for a motion as described in the action form, and if so, second, and we can enter discussion.
I think they may need a resolution for the state of Michigan, so if it could be in the form of a resolution for lottery purposes, okay.
Well, before we have you request that motion, do you approve that language?
Flip it over. Resolution.
City Administrator Rachel,
Yes.
Ms. Witherspoon, we do have a document here that we, that has to be looked at and approved by you. I don't know if this is a document the city attorney might be looking for. This is what we needed. And we did.
I'll
We
turn
have
it
to
over to
submit
you.
that with our license application.
And,
Because we're a first-time application.
The state treasury department.
Gaming licensing for the lottery.
Okay, so the resolution is adequate, and the resolution would then support the signature on said form, is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
and we have all of our IRS paperwork here, which I provided earlier too. I don't know if you all got copies of it, but we have.
Let me raise a practical question here. We're actively getting new information as we're sitting here in chambers. Which our attorney hasn't even had a chance to review. Would it be more responsible for us to table this for the next meeting? Is there any time sensitivity?
We're okay with that, as long as we.
I just don't want to, we're a right, not rush philosophy here. It seems like we're getting active information. That would be a lot more comfortable if our attorney had a chance to actually review this,
Completely
educate us on the pros and cons.
understand. It's not a problem.
We've established introduction. I fully appreciate your history in this community, let alone all the things that you've done and showcased through this. it's up to council, but I may recommend we.
The charge that you're putting on is fantastic in the cause. Sorry, if I may, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
please.
If you submitted the 1023 form, the long form, to the IRS for approval of your 501c3
We're already
designation.
approved.
We have the paperwork right
already
here, sir.
approved.
1023
Yeah.
easy?
Yes, we did a 1023 easy, we submitted it, we were incorporated legally on March 6th of
So incorporated is
2026.
through the state. The 1023 form, the easy form, is through the federal government, through
Right,
the
and it's
IRS.
the letter of approval on the back of that piece of paper. I gave you.
In the 1023 easy form is for the under $50,000 designation. I agree there should be some, the 1023 easy, I understand that. That's different than the long form 1023. So when you,
Well, we're fine with you reviewing that, but our attorney, our legal counsel told us we could either file a 1023 or a 1023 easy. And the 1023 easy had to do with the language that we have for our corporation falls into a standard category language, and that's why we could use the easy form. He didn't say anything about dollar amount, because if that's what it's about, I
yeah,
don't.
I mean, I guess we'll definitely have to have an opportunity to review it then, with our legal,
Yeah, like I said, we don't have a problem.
yeah.
All right, so council, here's what you can do. We can revisit this next meeting, or you could have a motion that is conditional upon the approval of the attorney. It's up to you.
Okay, it'd be my honor to make a motion approving the resolution dedicated to Downriver as our local nonprofit organization operating in the city of Gibraltar, and an expression of no objection to its application for a state Michigan charitable gaming license, contingent upon review and approval of our city attorney.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. That way, there's a element of progression. Is there a second?
Yes. Second.
Second by McNabb. Council, any discussion? I would just ask that we get all available information out to our city attorney, but just to council for visibility. All right. This is a resolution. Katie, do we need a roll call or a voice vote on this one?
It's a voice vote, I
Voice
believe,
vote?
for a
Cool.
resolution.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. So we'll get all the information to our attorney.
Thank you.
We'll follow up you offline with any questions or additional needs. Really appreciate what you're doing and look forward to reviewing it more.
Thank you so much for doing this so quickly.
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you, sir. Thank you, council. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right. All right, now that we've gotten through the added item A, I will now turn us to what is now item B, which is the resolution adopting the fiscal year 2026-2027 budget, adopting the millage rates for the July 2026 tax bills. As I opened up with, for redundancy purposes, tremendous thanks to Finance Director McEwen, to City Administrator Witherspoon, to my peers that all worked through this process together, and all the department heads that made our budget possible. Council, I'll be looking for a motion to adopt a resolution of the City of Gibraltar adopting the fiscal year 2026-27 budget, adopting the millage rates for the July 2026 tax bills. Do we have said motion?
Make motion to approve the resolution adopting fiscal year budget.
Clerk Domaski, do you need it all read out, or do you feel that's adequate?
Call out the millage.
You need to turn your mic on, too. Nobody can hear you.
I'm sorry, could you read the
Just
rest of the
read the
resolution title?
Yes, a resolution by the City of Gibraltar adopting the fiscal year 2026-2027 budget, adopting the millage rates for the July 2026 tax bills.
Thank you. We have a
The
motion by,
millages are general operating 14.0023, solid waste 1.8800, road bond debt, which is voted 0.6800, the building bond debt, which is voted 0.7000, and the water and capital equipment 2.3985.
motion by Councilman LaPointe. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Dill. Any discussion on this matter? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Congrats, Amy and team. With the next item, I will turn it over to Finance Director McEwen. which is now item C, to be clear.
So, I put up a policy, sorry, this is for return payments. Residents are able to pay their bills online, in person, over the phone, or utilizing our Dropbox. This makes it so that in the event of a payment being returned, we have steps in place for how to recollect the funds and steps in place in case we have repeat offenders that accumulate this over three or more times.
Council, motion be in your court to adopt the return payment policy.
So moved for discussion?
Motion by Dill. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Molnar. Discussion.
I had one question and then potentially a follow-up question. Was this policy forwarded to the attorney for review at all to make sure we were okay?
I stole it off another city, if I'm being honest.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
So I did not forward it to the attorney. I apologize.
Should we, I mean, I have no issues with the, as I'm reading it, just so that we're covered, that we're having legal review these prior. I feel like that's advantageous of us to do that, to make sure that we're good, especially on like a return when we're going to start applying a fee to, this, like I said, with this, I'm on board, tracks with me, I'm good with this, but.
I may suggest
You know.
a potential revision in your motion to be conditional on attorney approval.
I'd like to amend my motion then, upon city attorney approval.
Support.
Thank you.
All right. Returning back to discussion. Was there any further matters?
No, that's all. I agree with the policy, fantastic. Just want to make sure we're crossing our Ts and dotting our Is.
I will say, I apologize that this one slipped by without me sending it to Anthony. Anthony knows full well, I send him a lot of documents. He has probably like 6 in the queue right now. So it usually is our policy to send policies to Anthony for review. So I apologize.
Well, 6 is now 8 as of
Yeah.
tonight. Counting.
There's 3, so it's,
Yeah.
Councilwoman Point.
Are we currently, what is I should know this, but I don't, the fee that we currently charge?
We currently charge a $25 fee to recoup our bank fees.
So this is mainly to say you can't pay by check anymore, you can't pay online anymore. Basically, if you get
If
3
you-
strikes, you're out. The only thing that I would add is that in the second set of bullets, the 4th bullet, when it says the inventor resident accumulates 3 or more return payments, but it doesn't say in what time period. But the reinstatement does. You know what I'm saying? So 3 payments, what, over 5 years, 10 years, a year? I just think we should specify, whatever you meant. Did you,
I meant like consecutively.
consecutively, okay.
Yep.
So can we say that?
Yeah.
Can I make a motion to amend the policy?
Motion's already on the table.
If Cody would like to revisit that motion to adjust the language as discussed.
I would like to amend my motion to include, consecutively? 3 consecutive
In the event a
payments or
resident
more?
accumulates 3 consecutive
I'm sorry.
return payments. Thank you.
So it's a seconder.
Councilman Molnar, are you cool with that revision?
yes.
All right. Now, back to discussion. Any further discussion? All right, voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. And Amy, you can keep the floor.
So this other item, it's been requested repeatedly for us to have something that is going to monitor our time, monitor our inventory, and help with vehicle maintenance in general, just help us do fleet maintenance and everything else. And Brightly came to us, and they had a presentation, and after listening to it, John, Chelsea, and I were all in on the presentation, and it just sounds like something that would greatly benefit the city, particularly the DPW, with monitoring our inventory and everything else, and also help me to monitor their time better to make sure that I'm pulling from accounts accurately and not just trying to like kind of figure this out. So I talked to them. It seemed like a great service. I also talked them down in price. before I brought it to you guys.
Negotiator.
So- And for
Council motion will be in your court to approve the purchase of the Brightly Asset Software and begin the implementation phase.
So moved.
Motion by Dill. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by
I-
Mueller. Discussion?
Think this is fantastic. I've been asking this first term in office. I've asked for some type of inventory. This term, certainly on board with it. I think it, of course, helps tracking. Also seeing what to look forward in the future. I mean, if we're using more of one particular, for example, meters, if we're using meters often, should we start considering a meter replacement program or something along those lines? I'm just using that as an example.
Yes.
Whether we're ordering more filter, whatever the case may be, or however we're going to track this, or like vehicle maintenance. And I'm on board 110% with this, and thank you for bringing this up. And I guess my follow-up is, Rachel, are you good with this? Do you like this? Because I would assume you'll be using it a lot too in your office.
I absolutely love this. Something Amy and I have been talking about since I came on board was all of our equipment. We have a lot of equipment, and what some communities do is they have a separate equipment fund. And basically, every time that piece of equipment is used, we rent that equipment from the equipment fund. So we're basically paying ourselves into a savings account for replacement of that equipment fund. And this software seems like the best way to start operationalizing that, to bring that fund before council. Because right now, even with our DPW crew's time, we started to try to separate it out more so we can understand better how much time are you spending on water, how much time are you spending on sewer, so we can pull money to the general fund for that time. This is really going to help us better track everything in our budget, and I think it's going to pay dividends over the years.
I agree.
So-
And please, it won't be part of the motion, but please give us update, or I would
Yes.
love to have updates on how this is going, and implementation, and how it's working for the team. Like I said.
Do we know who will be responsible for the input of the data to start this process?
So to start this process, it's likely going to be Chelsea, our DPW clerk, because most of it is DPW heavy. And she'll be the one inputting the data, but it's really going to be a team effort between Chelsea, Amy, John, and myself. And then once we get things set on the DPW side, we're going to start including fire and police as well, because we know they have a lot of equipment, they have a lot of things to track, and they expend a lot of money. So keeping track of those expenditures is going to be really important.
It also includes cemetery, so we'll be
Yes.
tracking that a lot better as well.
That's fantastic.
I know we've been requesting inventory in the DPW for a substantial amount of time while we've been up here. I haven't seen any of that information, so an accumulation of it would be great. I'd
Yeah.
appreciate it. And let's get moving.
Councilman LaPointe?
I read some reviews, so I have some concerns and questions. It sounds like a great thing, and I know that you can get in trouble. I mean, the main thing is making sure that we're billing back, like, to the various departments correctly, so that we don't get in trouble, because I know other cities have done it wrong, and they do come after you. My concern is the amount of time that it's gonna take. I thought it was gonna be you, Amy, like the main inputter, and I was concerned that you have the time. So, you know, as long as you think that your staff can do the work. This software really wasn't recommended for smaller communities. It's like mid or large due to the expense. I guess the only other question I had, does the software that we currently use, BSNA, does it offer this stuff that is it feasible to do this stuff with the software we have? We're spending a lot of money.
Not that I have seen with it.
No, BSNA is amazing on the budget side of things, but it doesn't help us track specific things like vehicles and vehicle maintenance.
Okay.
We have been working specifically more on like the payroll side. We use PACE for inputting hours, and we're getting better at that with our DPW.
Okay.
But it's still a work in progress. What really draws us to Brightly is the ability to operationalize it across all of our departments, including the cemetery.
And the other thing that I want to point out is that the yearly cost is less than us hiring another person to help track all of that. So that is very beneficial to us.
Are we getting into a contract? I mean, I know it says, in a yearly cost of 7, but can we get out at any time if we're not satisfied? The contract was like 100 pages long. I did not read it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I will double check that.
Because I want to make sure I'm committing to the
head.
initial investment of 15 grand and then $7,617 a year, but I just want to, I can live with that for a year, but if we're not satisfied, I would not vote yes if we're tied to this for 5 years or anything. So I guess that's my big question. The duration of the contract. I fell asleep trying to
I
read.
mean, because what I saw in the paperwork was it was an end date of June 30th, 2027 on the services front. So, to Kathy's point, I would love to understand the conditional
So we'd
exit
pay
opportunities.
your understanding would pay the 15 and then June 30th, we would renew and
presumably
pay,
go,
on
yeah.
an annual basis?
That's seemingly what it
It says
says.
right here that it's on section K. So this must be a company that's owned by Siemens.
Yeah.
So it's a 12-month, and then any renewal terms will be charged at the then current rate. That must be a published rate.
So I guess the question is, what are the renewal terms?
Yeah, I mean, you said you got a deal on it. I got them to come down on what was the initial estimate?
The initial estimate is at $7,617 yearly. I got them to come down on the fees to implement it.
The 15 she negotiated, so it's the annual thing. So I still don't have my question answered. How many years are we signing up to?
It's just
pay?
1
1 year.
1 year for sure. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Helpful.
And did the city attorney look at the contract?
Yeah, end date 6/30.
Did you see this contract?
That's not what I sent, sorry.
Would the maker of the motion be open to referring this to the city attorney to review for any concern?
Who seconded it as well?
I probably did.
Do you?
Oh, I would, yeah, that's fine.
Sure. I'll amend my motion for review.
You're amending your motion to say,
Upon approval by city attorney.
Yeah. Maybe that's
Sorry, Anthony.
That's okay. This is an easy one.
All right, we have a revised motion. We have a support for said revised motion. Any further discussion on this matter?
I think that the software is going to be as good as the data that's put into it, and if it's something that we're fired up about, I'm fired up about getting the information that is on the end part of it. So I think it's a win-win if we're able to put the information in there. It sounds like we're interested in it, so it's great.
So I'm going to say a little story on this. I went into the meeting and Rachel told me, do not be an automatic no, because I told her I'm always no. And then they did their presentation. I was like, oh my God, this would benefit us
Good.
so much.
Yeah, I went into it with the mindset of we shouldn't buy more things. So, but don't be an automatic no, because Chelsea and John were really excited about it. So I'm like, all right, you go in with an open mind. I still kind of have a closed mind, but I want, if Amy comes to me and says, hey, we need this, which she did. She came into my office so excited. So and then I was like, okay, well, you guys should have some more meetings about this as well. So, yeah.
It's great. In our business, we, for every time we jump on board with a software thing, it's the same thing. It's like, here we go again. And it works out a percentage of the time, but that percentage of the time that it works out is a higher benefit to the organization than if we didn't try any of them.
I love that. And we're only on the hook for a year, so let's see how it plays.
So on that note, just to be noted for calendaring purposes, it will auto-renew unless we give them 45 days notice. I will look at the contract, but being at Siemens and 100 pages, and I've negotiated a lot of contracts with Siemens in the past. They won't change their terms and conditions. They'll negotiate price, but that's about it.
So I'm sorry, and I should have, so it's automatic renewal unless notified by the city?
Correct.
So
45
we
days
can-
Follow
prior
up
to the
30
year.
days prior and. notify
Exactly,
them.
yep. We
Okay,
can make a note of that.
thank you.
It's a good milestone
Thank
to
you.
mark. Any further discussion? This would be a roll call.
Lapointe,
Yes.
McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Dill.
Yes.
Motion carried. Next item, I will turn it over to our city administrator, which is technically now item E.
Thank you. So this item is to pay the Gibraltar School District for the salt we use for the 2025-26 winter season. Every year, we purchase our rock salt from the school district, who purchases it for us, and then we reimburse them at the end of the season. So this amount is $10,227.24, and it is a budgeted item.
I'll make the motion to approve the invoice from Gibraltar School District for the 25-26 winter season, rock salt, pending the attorney's approval.
Second.
Second. Is that for real?
Being facetious.
Yeah? You're being factual?
I'll take the last part off. unless anybody-
All right, then I'll second it.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this matter? All right, Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Dill.
Yes.
Lapointe.
Yes.
Back to you.
Thank you. So as you all know, we have a cross-connection program to check our backflow devices on commercial buildings. This is a requirement. And Quint Plumbing and Heating submitted a testing and report submission to HydroCorp. And this is the invoice for This is the invoice for approval for that in the amount of $1,225. This is a budgeted item.
Motion to approve the invoice from Quint Plumbing and Heating for backflow testing and report submission to HydroCorp.
Motion by Cox, we have a second?
Support.
Second. Ladies first, unless, who'd you get, Katie?
Yeah. Lapointe.
Awesome. Council, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Back to you.
Thank you. So this next item is for the sanitary lift station check valve. I know we recently have expressed to council the need to replace this swing check valve, and some of you even saw a photo of what it's supposed to look like and how it's not functioning. This check valve needs to be replaced because the parts are no longer available to fix it, and that valve is discontinued. Originally, the valve is from the 90s. And when pump one is offline currently due to this issue, the Kennedy's quote does include the installation of the new valves, and the funds for this work will be taken from the capital improvement millage for water storm sanitary improvement. The total cost is $12,919. It is not originally a budgeted item. It's one of those surprise expenses, but there is a current balance of $140,000, so it would not move this over budget.
Motion in your court.
Make a motion to approve the quote from Kennedy Industries to replace the swing check valve on pump number one for
Motion by
$12,919.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk Tomasic, please call
Well, I
roll.
guess I had a question. Like,
Oh, yeah.
do we have an estimate on when the pump will be up and running? Like, how is it, we're going to take care of that quickly?
We're going to take care of it as quickly as possible. Yes.
Any further discussion? Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
Schumate.
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Dill.
Yes.
Lapointe.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Back to you.
Thank you. So this next item is to replace the tires on the 2007 Ford F-450 chipper truck. It needs all 6 tires to be replaced. This is in the amount of $1,797.86. It is a budgeted item with money left in the fund.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by McNabb. Can you just articulate the motion for
Motion to
Clerk
replace the
Domestic?
tires on the dump truck.
Second, Chipper.
Chipper truck, just be clear.
Yeah,
Yep.
yes.
Cool.
Thank you.
F-450 chipper truck.
All right, motion by McNabb, second by Lapointe. Council, any discussion on this matter? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Back to you.
Thank you. So this next is approval of an invoice from Carey Brothers for the repair of a 4-inch diesel pump. The storm pumps on South Gibraltar Road would not run when we had heavy rains in April, so the DPW switched it out with a larger pump to control water in the area. The DPW tried getting this pump running at the shop and could not get it started, so they took it to Carey Brothers for repair. The pump had a bad starter relay and a bad fuel shutoff. Both parts were replaced. This is in the amount of $1,374.17. It is not budgeted, but there are funds available. Just a note on this, we've been dealing with a lot of pumps over the last few meetings, and that is truly a testament to our philosophy of trying to fix things in advance, and sometimes we don't catch it in advance, and that causes an emergency repair. But the takeaway from this is it's really important to ensure that the city does not flood. We are a city with a lot of waterways surrounding us that floods easily. So we are working diligently to make all these repairs to pumps, so hopefully we can get more on the maintenance side instead of the emergency repair side. But I do want to apologize. I know we've brought you a lot of emergency pump repairs recently, so I want to acknowledge that fact.
Thank you. Motion being your court, counsel.
I make the motion to approve the invoice from Carey Bros for repair of the 4-inch diesel pump.
Do we have a second? Second by Lapointe. Council, any discussion on this matter?
And I know that maintaining these, being that their diesel just adds one layer of complexity that is just seemingly not that different, but it really is. And getting somebody that's knowledgeable in that can fix it quickly it's nice to have somebody like Carey Bros. There's a few others that do that type of stuff, and I'm sure John knows of the other places too, but it's something that we've already done the work for, and we had to get it done.
Yeah.
Well said. And I know you alluded to the financial considerations and the proactive versus reactive, but I think the
Yeah.
team is going above and beyond to help us
They are.
navigate events, and that's DPW, that's Chief, your department, all of those that come together to help us weather the storm, literally and figuratively, so thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Speaking to Chief, floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Along with most of the fire department turnout gear, the officers' helmets, including the chiefs, captains, and 4 of the sergeants, expire in 2027. Now, this purchase gets all the officers in service helmets and will offset the cost of turnout sets next year. So it'll be $4,300 for a full set of turnout gear, and this will reduce it to $3,800 for approximately 10 cents, which is $38,000. Requesting a motion to approve purchase of turnout helmets from McQueen in the amount of $3,348.72.
Motion's in your court.
Make that motion.
Can you articulate the language?
Oh, yeah, motion to approve purchase of turnout helmets from McQueen in the amount of $3,348.72.
Thank you, Councilman Molnar. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this matter?
I'll just add that there is a grant that we are looking at through the state of Michigan for paid on-call and part-time fire departments like ours for equipment. We are actively looking at that. Currently, the applications are suspended for them to work out some kinks, so every week I have it on my calendar to check that, but we do intend on applying for that to help offset these costs for the rest of the turnout gear.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Back to you.
Thank you. Carlson High School's graduation is on June 5th, 2026. Per the council approved special events policy 15-20, I'm seeking approval. I'm requesting up to 6 personnel for approximately 4 hours at $15 an hour, equaling $360. I'm requesting a motion to approve the Gibraltar Fire Department staffing for the event.
Motion's in your court, counsel.
I make the motion to approve Gibraltar Fire Department staffing for Carlson High School graduation on June 5th, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Back to you, chief.
Thank you. Parsons Field Day is on May 28th, 2026. Per the special events policy 15-20, I'm requesting approximately 7 personnel for 5 hours in the amount of $315. I'm requesting a motion to approve the Gibraltar Fire Department staffing for the Parsons Field Day.
Motion in your court, counsel.
Make a motion to approve the Gibraltar Fire Department staffing for the Parsons Field Day on May 28th, 2026, in the amount not to exceed $315.
Motion by Councilman LaPointe. Is there a second? Second by McNabb. Council, any discussion?
Is this the one where we see the fire truck spraying them once a year?
Yes.
Awesome.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Back to you.
Thank you. In December 2025, I was authorized to order a 2026 Chevrolet Tahoe through Enterprise. It would be our 7th Tahoe in the fleet. This would be the 3rd vehicle leased by the police department. Historically, the police department leases a new vehicle every 2 years to cut down on maintenance costs. The 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe in our fleet would have been sold to offset the costs of the lease due to high mileage. Due to budget constraints, I was advised to cancel the order. It was not known that there would be a cost affiliated with the cancellation. It was discovered that the vehicle could have been canceled with 0 fees, but it had to be done before the vehicle was built. I did reach out to the city of Trenton, and they're going to be taking possession of our vehicle. The city of Gibraltar is still responsible for the interim interest with Enterprise. The $2,044 will be billed on our June 2026 monthly bill. I'm requesting to pay the interim interest fee of the canceled 2026 Chevrolet Tahoe with Enterprise in the amount of $2,044.
Motion's in your court, counsel.
I make a motion to refer this to the city attorney for review, and I'm not kidding.
I second it. I talked with our city administrator before the meeting about this, and in the past, when we've had a vendor that we were either slowing down a relationship with or canceling a relationship with, if they, wanted to pursue something that we didn't think was fair and equitable, we'd ask them to come in to a meeting and explain why they think that is the proper avenue. And so I guess I'd like to even see if they could come in here and justify this expense of an interim interest on a vehicle that is being bought by a different organization. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me why we would willingly pay the interest on it.
Councilman LaPointe.
And I just wanted to thank the chief for his efforts in contacting Trenton and asking them to take the vehicle. So he saved us a lot of money. So, we negotiated 2 out of 3. But I work for Ford, so the OEMs don't charge interest. So if I order a truck and I don't get it for 6 or 7 months, I'm not paying to anybody interest. And Enterprise is one of our biggest customers, and we didn't charge them interest. So I guess I'm saying legal opinion because I don't know how Enterprise can charge us interest.
That is exactly what I said to Bruce when he first brought it to me, and he found a clause at the very end of it, but I would love to have Anthony just take a look at it.
Yeah.
And if he says not, then we're going to respond to Enterprise and say, you need to come to your council meeting and justify this. Because I agree, it seems completely ridiculous, and a big lesson has been learned on multiple fronts, including I don't have any desire to bring any additional Enterprise contracts before council with how they've acted over this and everything that's played out. So, yeah, It's one of the many lessons we learned.
And if we signed a contract and said we would do this, but I'm questioning Enterprise's right to charge interest, because that's not how the automotive industry works. So I'm at a loss.
I really appreciate the perspective and agree. Shout out to Chief for getting us a pathway to resolve the broader circumstance. And Anthony gets a privilege of another item in his queue.
10 now.
Yeah, you're busy
Job
tonight.
security.
With all of that being stated, we have any further discussion? So the motion, to be clear, will be the referral to Anthony for his legal advice. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you all. City Administrator, floor is yours.
Thank you. So I believe I mentioned this to some of you, but our labor attorney recommended I attend the Michigan Public Employers Labor Relations Association training on Friday, June 5th. This is centered around pensions, retiree health care, pre-discipline and grievance procedures to solve disputes, as well as developments in federal and state employment litigation. As council is aware, we've had a number of personnel issues. We also have pensions and retiree health care. So this comes at a cost of $90, but the information will be invaluable. This is a budgeted item. There's currently $3,100 left in that account.
Council, motions in your court.
Make a motion to authorize the city administrator to attend the MPELRA conference on Friday, June 5th at a cost of $90.
Second.
Any discussion? We support your training and education, so thank you for bringing this.
Thank you.
Council, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. So this next item is for the Wayne County 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan. There is a resolution where the city of Gibraltar adopts this plan. This plan is a FEMA certified plan, meaning that if any hazard in that plan occurs in the city of Gibraltar is eligible for FEMA funding. While we are working on our own emergency action plan and hazard mitigation plan, being a part of this plan takes a huge burden off of us of making it compliant with FEMA, while also giving us the cover of any problems that we may not think about in our jurisdiction that are covered in the plan that happen, we are covered with FEMA. So it is a 457-page plan that can be found at the website if you choose to peruse it.
Council, motion be in your court.
Make a motion to approve the resolution, a resolution of the city of Gibraltar adopting the Wayne County 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan.
Motion by LaPointe. Do we have a second?
Second.
Larry Cox. Discussion. Just one thought from me. I know in our strategic priority list, we raised emergency preparedness and policies and decision tree contact guidance. So obviously this is a nice backdrop as we further investigate that.
Yep.
Cool.
And it was helpful when we had the tornadoes come through.
Yeah.
Just having this plan made us available for some dollars for some people that were in benefit of it.
100%. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Back to you, City Administrator.
So it is the night of resolutions. I have another one before you. This one is opposing state preemption of local zoning authority through the proposed housing readiness package. As I've been talking about in numerous meetings now, the Michigan House currently has a number of bills that would preempt the city of Gibraltar's local zoning authority. The circumvention reduces the ability for the city to balance growth, infrastructure capacity, public safety services, environmental protections, fiscal responsibility, and long-term planning goals. This resolution opposes the House legislation and sends a strong message to our representatives in Lansing. We have reached out to them on numerous occasions. This is just another one of those touch points saying, hey, we haven't forgotten, we still care about this. Please do not vote for this legislation.
Motion's in your court, counsel.
I make a motion to approve resolution opposing state preemption of local zoning authority through the proposed housing readiness package.
Motion by Dill, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mulner. Discussion?
I agree wholeheartedly with this. I believe local communities know best. Lansing and their ivory tower does not. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Keep it local. The state doesn't need their hand in this.
Yeah, we have a balance of power where the courts have the ability to overlook local overreach in this, and by preempting and giving the states the ability to choose zoning laws, it kind of messes with the whole program that we've had established for a long time, and I'm in favor of this resolution as well.
Yeah, we had this discussion at the department head meeting, I believe. Because if you recall, we had all had a chance to, like DCC, the board I sit on, I put City of Gibraltar on the letter that went from all DCC, all the mayor peers of that board. I know you had shared information around people signing up individually, so I think this is a really important further step in showcasing our opposition. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Council, I'd like to call your attention to the next item, which is related to our appointment considerations. We have two this evening. The first one is I'm recommending the appointment of Stacy Hale to our Parks and Recreation Commission. As captured in Stacy's application, she brings 30 years of familial connection and 2 years of this being her primary residence. She's got experience in the Southern Wayne County Regional Chamber of Commerce and has contributed to the success of their various events, from planning, execution to donations for fundraising. I think she'll be a great addition to the commission. I spoke with her personally. She's very excited for the opportunity to join. For context, she did express both beautification and Parks and Rec, but our charter precludes a member from being on both, so Parks and Rec is the priority for this appointment.
I make the motion to approve Ms. Hale for the Parks and Recreation Commission appointment.
Thank you, Councilman Molnar. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Lapointe. Council, any discussion on this matter?
I think it's fantastic that we have people volunteering and wanting to help out, so the more the merrier.
Absolutely agree. This will be a roll call, so I'll turn it over to Clerk Tomasic if there's no further discussion.
Dill?
Yes.
LaPointe? McNabb?
Yes.
Molnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Motion carried. Stacy, if you're watching, thank you in advance because you have officially appointed to our Parks and Rec Commission. I know Hannah and the commission members will welcome you with open arms, especially as we approach some very important events for our community. Next item on our agenda is appointment for the Waterways Commission. Council, I'm recommending the motion to appoint Cindy Cox to the Waterways Commission. For background, as captured in her application, she's been a resident of Gibraltar for over 30 years. She's expressed an interest in assisting with the maintenance of the waterways in Gibraltar. She brings decades of experience living on the waterways and has the ability to contribute to the successful operation of both the utility boat and the associated vehicle. In these types of commission appointments, I like to contact the commission. In this case, I contacted Mr. Overwater, who's played a massive role in driving the commission. He highly recommended Cindy's appointment. He mentioned that Cindy had proactively showed up to help volunteer many hours of her time and expertise in getting the weed harvester ready for operations this summer, which is mission critical. But there is important note that this would need to be a unanimously approved appointment, given the anti-nepotism clause that we have in our charter.
I make the motion to appoint Mrs. Cox to the Waterways Commission.
Second.
Second. For discussion purposes, do you
Need to abstain?
You need to abstain, just to make that clear. Okay.
We have a city charter that has an anti-nepotism clause, and it specifically states that unless in the best interest of the city, that any candidate, officer, or any relatives of an elective officer disqualified from holding any appointed office, including a spouse. I've met Mrs. Cox. I think it's wonderful that she's volunteered. I hope she continues to volunteer, and I think that she is well within her rights to operate the watercraft or whatever. And I guess I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing, but we don't need to enact anti-nepotism to let her to continue to volunteer on the Waterways Commission. I don't think she needs to be a voting member to continue to serve as she has been. We've got 11 members now on the Waterways Commission, so I'm going to vote no. And I will vote no on any any other anti-nepotism thing that comes to council, just so we're clear.
We have 11 members on the Waterways Commission, and they're all over 75 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's,
So it's a very young Waterways Commission.
I hear your concerns, Councilman LaPointe. I think from my perspective, what I'm trying to balance is there's a need, Mr. Overwater, who is present at every meeting and driving the ship literally and figuratively in many cases, has expressed there is a significant need for new commission members and contributions. So I just want to make sure that that is clear. I don't think that role has any compensation or any voting capacity or influence, just to be clear, right? So, for the commission, right? So I just want to make sure you have that context, which is we're literally just appointing her, if you so chose, as a commission member to formalize her role on something that she's volunteering to contribute to that needs much help, and she has no compensation or voting influence of any capacity in that.
There's no vote, nor is there.
I just want to be clear, it's really, I think, I hear you on the bigger picture, especially when it may be an influential role, where it would be voting capacity or financial affiliations. In this case, it's truly somebody who would be a volunteer. I do think out of respect, the formalization of that appointment would be important, and that's why I'm recommending it to council this evening. So I just wanted you to have all that context.
okay.
And I do think it's in the greater good of Gibraltar
And
for
I
the sake
I
of
don't want to
it.
debate, because I
Please.
weigh this weighs heavy on me. I'm getting tired of being the bad guy for following the city charter. I'm just going to say that out loud, because I'm getting irritated. But if you read the duties of the Waterways Commission, there must be some misunderstanding, because she absolutely would have voting rights. And they work in conjunction with the Planning Commission to plan for our waterways. So the fact that we have Councilman Cox as our liaison to planning, he sits on our DDA, and now his wife is going to be, they do vote, so I don't know what everybody's talking about. She would be a voting member of the Waterways Commission.
Councilman McNabb, as somebody, you've participated in that Waterways Commission, I just want to be transparent, I don't have
I'm
any
just
exposure
trying
to
to
it.
understand, what would we be voting on?
You're a part of the commission, are you,
Correct.
I hear the charter language, I just want to make sure I translate it to the practicality.
27-24 explains the duties of the Waterways Commission. And it's a voting
Could I make a
member,
comment as
and they have regular
as the
meetings with
liaison to the
meeting
planning
night.
commission? I've never had any interaction with the Waterway Commission through the planning commission in any voting capacity,
And,
ever.
and
Well,
may,
I've been on.
just to clarify, is that the charter or the code of ordinances for the, just refresh my memory,
Yeah.
where that's at?
Article 2 Waterways
It
Commission.
is,
Created, composition and appointment, the ordinances that are affected, the terms, the
It-
responsibilities,
it's
the
in the-
powers and duties of the Waterways Commission.
it's in the Code of Ordinances.
So it can be amendable by council. Mr. Overwater said correct that he could use another member.
He literally
Is that
called me and
correct?
said, please, hopefully, can this appointment come through, because we need help, we're not getting help, she's proactively volunteering. But again, that's why I want to have this discussion, Councilman LeBron, I appreciate it.
I don't think this is a, we have the anti-nepotism that's in the charter portion, the duties and responsibilities of the Waterways Commission. I think that this brings up a different discussion that we need to have is then, I guess, the roles and responsibilities of the Waterways Commission. Because if it's stated in there that we need to work with planning, and so on, I didn't see that my first 4 years in office. I haven't seen it in the last 7, 8 months now that I've been on board. And they're requesting the help. I don't, I'll speak freely. Obviously, I have never had a opposition to voting no on an appointment, but this is to me, it seems like a no-brainer. We need the help. Very capable. And the Waterways Commission is created by ordinance, not by charter. Anti-nepotism, I believe we would be adhering to the anti-nepotism, if we all agree. That's just what I'm thinking out loud.
And I don't agree it's in the best interest of the city.
And I appreciate that, Councilman LaPointe. Councilman Cox, did you have something you wanted to add? I think you were trying to chime in.
No, this is disappointing. She wants to volunteer to help. That's more of a working commission than it is a voting or policy implementing commission. It would be, it's disheartening that it's going this way when somebody wants to volunteer their time.
It's a slap in the face. It really is. You have somebody who is willing to invest their time, donate their time, volunteer their time for the greater good of the community. There's no financial benefit that they receive. There's no voting portion that they receive. They're simply doing good for the community, and for no understandable reason.
Other than that I'm on council.
Yeah, it's just a slap in the face to
Point of
people.
order.
Understood. I think we've heard the commentary. I think it's time to go to a roll call vote. Clerk Tomasic, please call a roll call.
LaPointe,
No.
McNabb,
Yes.
Molnar,
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Cox,
Abstain.
Dill.
Yes.
Due to that anti-nepotism clause, this does not carry. So that will complete that agenda item. And I would like to now refer us to the added item, which is now item R, if I recall correctly, which is going to be Treasurer Riser. So Treasurer Riser, the floor is yours.
I'll make a motion to approve attendance at the Wayne County Treasurer's second quarter meeting for Treasurer Riser in the amount of $25.
Motion by LaPointe. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Dill. Council, any discussion on this matter? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
That will complete our agenda. I know that was a lot to work through, so thank you all for your patience and engagement. With that, we'd love to turn the floor to members of public. Are there any members of public that wish to address council?
Wayne Brannon, 30490 South Gibraltar. So what I gathered from the first meeting, we're gonna get an approximately $5 increase on our water bills towards the sewer side.
No decision whatsoever. What you heard was a dissection of a water
It
study.
was approximately $5.
I don't recall the
14 and 19, I believe it was, is what he said.
I don't recall the specifics, but I think it'd be inappropriate to comment
I
on
was
any,
just
like,
wondering, so we're just gonna get, we'll be getting an increase soon.
no decision's been taken, nor have we discussed any increase. Just a recommendation is a water study, and you heard the analytics of that.
Right. I said I couldn't really see the board from there, but I listened to the numbers, so.
I appreciate that. Yep. Any further public comment? All right, that will close our public comment, and Clerk Tomasic, I'd love to pass the floor to you.
I just want to make sure everyone's aware that this year, there's 2 elections in Gibraltar and the state of Michigan. State primary will be on August 4th, general election on November 3rd. Preparation for the August primary is already underway. Ballots, absentee ballots will be ready for issuance next month in about the end of June. So absentee ballots will be available if anyone would like one of those. Early voting, 9 days of early voting for both of the elections this year, and always election day voting as well. And then if anyone's interested in being an election inspector, please fill out an application. It's available online or at City Hall. You go through a training, and you do get paid for your time worked, whether it's early voting or on election day. If you have any questions about the voting process, election inspectors, voting, ballots, absentee ballots, feel free to let me know.
Are you in need of volunteers?
Yeah, because with early voting, there's a lot more shifts to fill, so.
All right. I'll make sure I put the word out of anybody that might be
Appreciate it.
interested.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Did we get our new voting machines?
No, we're using the same ones, which are fairly new. They're only a
They
few
are
years
new.
old. Yeah. No.
Any further discussions or questions, comments for Clerk Tomasic? All right, thank you, Clerk Tomasic. Treasurer Riser, floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Both of our pension boards met last week, and I'm happy to say that both of our pensions are doing very well. We also are going out for actuarial services. We should have that back before our next meeting. The RFPs should be all back and ready for us to peruse and pick actuarial to go through. I don't know the exact percentage, but both pensions are over 100% funded as of right now, and they're doing very well as far as their investments go. So that's all I have at this time.
Thank you, Treasurer Riser. Any questions or comments for Treasurer Riser? All right, it's council report time, and I'd like to pass the floor over first to Councilwoman Lapointe, if she so chooses.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted at the beginning of the meeting to take a moment of silence. A young man that's been a lifelong resident of our community, Chris Colucci, passed away on May 16th. He's survived by his mother, Pat, who was a nurse at our schools. I don't know if everybody knows, and his dad, John, and it's beautiful, like many of you here. You know, he was an avid fisherman. He was an active participant in Special Olympics, and so in Special Olympics, he did golf, bowling, and bocce ball. He was an altar server at our parish at St. Vincent Pallotti, and I just will always remember him for his beautiful smile, and to know him was to love him, and I just hope everybody will remember his and his family in your prayers. Thank you. And I don't have any other report. I mean, I just wanted to say that an hour ago. Sorry I missed it.
Thank you, Councilman Lapointe. Any further council reports?
No report. I mean, I had office hours. That was about the only thing I have to report.
Any further council updates? All right, City Administrator, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So while I usually utilize this time to share announcements, I feel compelled to forego announcements and instead make a statement about the budget this evening. I want to begin by acknowledging the pressure on everyone at this dais to present a positive budget for the fiscal year 2026-27. A community's budget is often viewed as a reflection of its elected officials. Similarly, as the city administrator, I have both a professional and personal stake in recommending a positive budget to council. I fully understand that my employment is at the will of council, and it would be in my personal interest not to make this statement. However, I was not hired to act in my own interest. I was hired to serve this community by giving council honest advice and sound recommendations. In serving this community, I must state clearly that the City of Gibraltar is in a difficult financial position. The city is projected to use fund balance for operating expenses for the second consecutive year. In addition, any fund balance savings at the end of this fiscal year and into next year will largely be a result of savings created by understaffing. It is important to understand that this situation is not the fault of this elected body. Rather, it reflects longstanding structural fiscal constraints that have built up over many years and led us to where we are today. While we should recognize and appreciate that fund balance has been preserved, we cannot ignore the fact that spending more than we take in is not sustainable over the long term. Eventually, the reserves set aside for an economic downturn, a housing crash, or special projects will be exhausted. It is critical that both council and the public understand what this budget signals. Without additional revenue, the city will face increasingly difficult choices. I have said repeatedly that this was not an easy budget to repair. Every single one of our departments has been asked to make sacrifices, and those sacrifices did not come easily. I think it's really important that we acknowledge that as we talk about our budget. Tonight, I'm asking council to hear this message clearly. Our responsibility as leaders is to correct course before the burden falls even more heavily on our residents. This budget should not be seen as a victory. It should be recognized as a warning. We can address these challenges, but only if we are willing to speak honestly with the community about the problems that we face. On the administrative side, we have been actively working to find additional ways for revenue, including on our Parks and Recreation Department. We have also been working to ensure that council has accurate information about every expenditure that passes by them, including whether items were budgeted for, how much money is left in those funds, and whether it's over budget, and if it's over budget, how much. These steps are really critical as we embark on this next year because, putting it frankly, this next year is going to set the course for the future, and if we need to create more cuts in our departments, which will result in service cuts to our community. I am begging council to please take this seriously. I know Amy and I sound like a broken record at this point, but it was really important for me to say this as we pass the budget tonight. And again, I just want to thank our incredible staff for all the time they took to put together this budget and to make the sacrifices that they made. So that will be all. Thank you.
Thank you, City Administrator Witherspoon. Any questions or comments for?
I had a couple. Thank you for the comments. Not in relation to that. Back to the data center situation, I'll put it that way. Have we, on our end, looked at industrial hygienist and the tax consultant on the project or any projects coming before the city? Mainly because a lot of the data that we've seen on the facts page have come from Radin. Like to see that validated on our end somehow, especially the tax consultant side, whether, because the state of Michigan, like I mentioned earlier, them on their ivory tower, come swooping in, say we think we're getting all of these benefits and tax revenue from that, if it goes through, what are we looking at here? They're more skilled to look into that, not someone like myself. So have we looked into that? What do we need to do so? Because I'd like that third-party approach to review that data, because if the data is good, then so be it. But I'd like the third party to take a look at that.
So we have not looked into that for a number of reasons. The first being I'd need council to instruct me to look into that.
Okay.
Second, so the way our ordinance is set up, even aside from the specific ordinance we're working on for the data center, is if the project is in motion, then all of those costs for those additional studies that the city would want would be the responsibility of them. We would still choose who we want to do it.
Oh, understood.
But the applicant would have to pay for it. Right now, with the moratorium in place, the city is in a position where any additional studies we want, we have to foot the bill for.
Okay.
So that's up to council whether you'd like to foot the bill for this up front or allow the company to foot the bill once the moratorium is
So
concluded.
my concern is I don't want to wait until the moratorium's up to then get into this. When the moratorium, the purpose of it, at least that's what I'm looking at, it's the fact finding. Would you need a motion from council to get proposals on what that would cost for those hygienists and a tax consultant to look at those? Or if there's any citizens that want to partake and volunteer to look into this, because it's a big undertaking, and I understand.
Yes.
But would you need that council motion to at least bring us proposals of what that would cost? Some optionality with this?
Yes, I would need council to direct me to do that. Also, I just want to note that on the FAQ page, it is not just information from Radin. You'll notice in the actual FAQ document, a lot of that information came from Mason's study and their FAQ page, which I explained to council. They put a lot of time and money into verifying those things, including the tax piece for that.
And I understand, I'm just referring to, there's one about the benefits that Radin had put in there.
Yes.
I understand
Yes.
some other things, I believe University of Michigan, there's
Stuff from University
so
of Michigan.
I understand it's
Yep.
from others, but the money part of it all, I'd like to see that, personally, I'd like to see that validated, to make sure that it passed muster.
I completely understand. Again, I just read a whole thing about how we need to really be careful with our budget right now. So if council directs me, I will obviously bring that to you, but I do again want to caution council that if we do it right now, we have to foot the bill. If we wait until the plan is in process, then we can make them foot all of our bills related to experts.
Excluding time, which I know time is money, what would there be any costs associated with at least bringing council proposals on what that would look like? Giving us some options
No, not other than time and opportunity costs for other
Understood.
things, so,
I'll save that for the next council meeting.
okay.
But just for my colleagues, I do intend on bringing that, at least a motion to bring proposals to council to review. I intend to bring that for council at the next meeting, give us some time to digest this, because obviously I'm dropping this right now. So just a heads up for the next council meeting.
Thank you, Councilman Dill. Councilwoman LaPointe?
I'm guessing, but I'm thinking that we would need a business plan, a construction plan, all those
Yeah,
things that are
you
gonna
would.
tell us what's going in there. And then our assessor, I think, would figure out
Yeah, he
what
would,
personal property taxes are, and that would be free,
yes,
the assessor that works for Wayne
Yeah.
County.
yes.
And then I don't know the other part of it. I need to understand their footnote that said about the brownfield and the TIF. The taxes that we collect are gonna go back to pay that off.
So
So we could get,
let me clarify that one, because
Yeah, and
that's
I
a
don't
really
know.
great point.
Yeah.
So, the brownfields and the TIF, that is all for the real property.
right,
So we would, you're right, get minimal amount until that is paid off.
Yep.
However, the bulk of the property assets would be on personal property.
Right.
And at the rate of their estimated taxable values, the TIF would be paid off very quickly. So then we would add that into the equation. But yes, so with $3.5 billion investment, they're estimating just the personal property tax alone would be another $2 million to our general fund. Just from them.
Thank you, Councilwoman LaPointe. Any further discussion or questions for City Administrator Witherspoon? Well, next up is me, and I have no report, so I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you all, and have a wonderful evening.
Oh, I'm sorry here. If I leave them out, the EDA will eat them all.
So I don't put it in.
She wanted to talk to you.
Thank you.
I think she wanted to talk to you.
She can call me.